Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. We're doing a podcast episode today, and today I'm joined by my good friend Jaylynn. Say hello.
Hi.
That is Jaylynn right there. Social media links will be in the description below along with mine. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment down below if I should do more of these and what should I talk about in the next podcast episode. And without further ado, let's get into it. So, you guys know in the first podcast episode I brought Abby on, and we talked about, bullying and how it's bad and how it affects, everything worldwide. And Jaylynn, I wanted to ask you, what is your opinion on bullying overall?
It's not like it shouldn't be there. We need more positivity, and I think people just do it because they're hurting. I think that we need more positivity.
100%, and spreading more positivity. Something that you guys know. You guys know about me. I'm a guy that writes paragraphs and does a lot of appreciation posts. Does a lot of kind of kindness things and a lot of acts of kindness. And basically, what I do of that is for the anti. Basically, if this makes sense, the anti-spread of bullying, to kind of stop the spread of it, because I want people to be happier in this world, and I believe Jaylynn feels the same way as well. And basically, the way to doing that is, one of the ways is we can utilize social media. Now, ways that we can utilize social media, we can come together at least 15 minutes or however much time every single day. We can all come together as a society, and we can all, learn about what people are going through, try to make them happier, or at least, just go up to someone on social media and say, have a great day, you're special, you're this and this and this, you're needed in this world, you're great, you're a great role model, you're a great figure in this world, we need you in this world, you're such a great person, you do lots of great things in the future. And, really, like I said, it's for the, the prevention of, bullying in those ways. And basically, it's just, that I want people to be happier. And I'm pretty sure Jaylynn feels the same way.
Yeah, for sure.
And, well, I don't want to make it sound like, that everyone should do this, because there's a point where, and Abby brought up a good point of this in the first episode of the podcast, where there's times that you can be too nice, and I'm not saying you don't have to be nice, you shouldn't be nice. I'm not saying that. You can still be nice. Just don't try and just bombard it. Because, bombard it is, just don't try and do it, every single day, because if you write a person, a paragraph over and over and over again, it's going to become old, and then they're going to kind of start to dislike you a little bit. So, it's something that I advise against, writing a paragraph, every single day. You can do it to different people every single day. That's a good thing, because at least you're doing it separately. But don't write, you write a paragraph and then an hour later you write another paragraph. It's not okay to do that, because then that person will start to dislike you. You'll start to feel a little bit sadder, and I've had this happen before. Where I've been too nice in my life, and it's brought me down into a hole a little bit. And, basically, you can still be nice, just don't be, super, super nice.
Yeah.
And, man, if you've seen how, the world has adapted over the years, you would have known that cyberbullying is one of the main effects of, or one of the main causes of suicide. And suicide rates have gone up over the past couple of years due to cyberbullying and just bullying in general. And, like I said, one of the ways we can limit that is utilizing social media to its best advantage. For example, TikTok. I see it a lot on TikTok. Where someone will go onto a famous person's video. Abby also brought up this point in the first episode. I'm bringing back a lot of the first episode points because I think they were really good points that I didn't really catch on to. But if you go on TikTok and you comment a hate comment on someone's post, that's just going to tear them down into a hole. But the ways that we can utilize social media, it's hey, I'm here for you. You're a great person. And a lot of stuff like that. So that's one of the ways that we can utilize social media.
Yeah. And I don't think you should bring people down. There needs to be more positivity, like you said.
Yes, and basically, Once me and you, because we do this a lot, me and Jaylynn talk a lot, and basically, what we do is, if one of us is down for each other, or no, not that. If one of us, is down and the other one of us is there, we're gonna try, to bring the positivity back, and we're gonna try to, spread happiness and keep the happiness flowing inside of us, because we both know what it's like, to have sadness in this world. Jaylynn's experienced it. I've experienced it. Everyone has experienced sadness. At least a big stroke or a small stroke. Whatever kind of stroke it is. It could be as small as a grain of sand. Everyone in this world has experienced at least one bit of sadness. And although you can't really make everyone happy, it's almost impossible. Well, technically it kind of is impossible to make everyone happy because, for many reasons, but you can at least make a lot of people happy. You might not be able to make everyone happy, but you can at least make most people happy.
Yeah.
Jaylynn, if you want to say anything, or if you want to bring up like a topic or something, just go ahead. Like whatever you want to talk about, we can explain it on this podcast.
I feel like now it's gotten worse, over the years, the negativity. It's, upsetting, but I feel like if people just, work together and, try to make the world more positive, then it could get better.
Yeah. And one of the, how do I word this? It's not like, back, you would see back in the 30s or the 40s, if someone was getting bullied, there would be an all-out fight. As the world has evolved and technology, phones, any sort of cellularized device that you can utilize social media on has been developed, and now you have seen cyberbullying rates. As soon as it started, it's gone tremendously up, and that's not something that we need in this world, because if more cyberbullying happens, more, like I said, more suicide is going to happen, which is also not a good thing. And, those kids, my heart goes out to them. And, the kids that have been, and the families that have been affected by suicide, I'm very sorry, and we're both praying with you. And the thing is, why, and I understand, that states have cracked down on, laws for cyberbullying and the penalties and the criminal penalties. That's not enough. Okay? And I understand people won't be happy with this if people say, let's just take away social media, because that's not going to work either. People are just going to hate that more, because people use social media as a way to connect with friends and family. People don't use it for spreading hate. And that is one of the main reasons that I generally use social media a lot, and I see a lot of hate, but I don't use it so much. Out of a week, if I put however many hours there are in a week, I would use probably about 15% of those hours would go into social media, and that's it. And for someone like me who doesn't like seeing hate, and when I see hate, that just brings me down too. It brings that person down, and it brings me down as well. And when you see hate, or when you see something is going wrong, go tell someone. It's okay to, and think about it. If you see someone, getting punched or something at school or something, go tell someone. It doesn't matter if anyone labels you as a snitch, because you're not. You're not technically a snitch, because guess what? You're standing up for that person, and you're telling them, hey, I got your back. Let's go do this, and, this. You got their back. And basically, with that, that's a good thing in this world. We need more people who do that. We need more people who, if someone's getting bullied, go tell them about it, or go tell someone else about it, or just go up right to that person and just stand them down, back them down, make them look like a coward. Because they are. Bullies are cowards. Bullies, to most people, may look like tough people, but they're not. That's the thing. Bullies are cowards in every single way, and they like to take out their anger, and they like to spread it on everyone else, which makes everyone else even sadder.
Yeah.
I hate bullying. I hate it.
it's gotten a lot worse for sure.
It has.
With all like the social media and stuff. Like back then, they would just like talk about it. Like it wouldn't even get all over. Like you could actually keep stuff like from people, but now it's like way worse.
Yeah. Let's go more into the kindness part of this, because I feel like, me and Jaylynn can both bring some good points to the table. The kindness part of it. Jaylynn, I wanted to ask you, what do you think, well, no, not what do you think? Basically, what kind of, kindness or acts of kindness do you do, or like what stuff do you do on social media, to bring happiness to people in life? Or it could be anything in general.
Like, if someone's like going through something, like God has a plan for everybody, and I think that anybody could like get through it, like if they just keep going, because God has a plan for everyone. I just try to help people if like they need it.
Yeah. No, honestly, people have, and I'm just gonna throw this out there. People have asked me about the paragraphs, and I explained it in the last video. Link will be down in the description below if you want to go check it out. But I explained in there, that paragraphs are a way, to bring people up and, bring people out of the holes that they're currently in. And basically, with that, when you go do something kind for someone, like if someone spills their stuff in the hallway, or if someone's just sad in general, you go up to them. Even if no one sees, you are still being a good person. No one has to see. And everyone thinks this is a big deal. Like, oh, this person saw. Nobody has to see the incident in order for you to be kind of like an unsung hero. Basically, you can do anything. You can be kind to someone. Someone may not even see it, but guess what? You're still a really good person. And, even though if no one saw it, and even though if no one cares about it, you're still being a good person. And... Yeah. Sorry, do you want to say something?
No, you can keep going.
Okay, so, with the paragraphs and the appreciation posts, it's kind of like where I just do it in social media, because I'm just going to say this out right now. I am terrified as F word to go. Well, because I don't really know what to say, and I've explained the process of the paragraphs also in the last video. I explained, the process of writing a paragraph and, what it takes to write a paragraph. I usually just write about the good qualities of someone and explain, why they're needed in this world and why they're such a good person. And, that I really think is what all paragraphs about people need. They really need, good qualities about someone, no bad qualities, because you don't want to put a lot of hate in there. You want to put a lot of good into paragraphs, and those paragraphs basically are a turning point for me, because I'm a guy who, before I wrote the paragraphs, I was not a kid who was generally nice. I mean, I had a stroke of it, but I wasn't like the nicest guy you could ever come upon. I was a troublemaker. I didn't really have any friends, and then I had saw plenty of other people do acts of kindness, and basically I was like, I'm gonna start one. And then I just start writing paragraphs, appreciation posts, and they just took off like never before. And it's something that that sticks in my heart, and that's something that I really appreciate about myself. Because if you think about it, if I wouldn't have done the paragraphs, I wouldn't be like this today. I wouldn't have a podcast. I wouldn't have possibly as many friends that I had, and I wouldn't be just the same person in general.
Yeah.
Basically, and this is going to be the third final topic of the podcast episode. This was a little bit shorter than the the first podcast episode, but wasn't really planning. Well, I kind of was planning on doing a podcast video today, but my recording got screwed up the first time I tried to do it. So, and plenty of other things happened, like my mind just shut off. I tried to record the second one, had internet problems, and just everything has interfered with being able to make these episodes. So I apologize in advance, if new ones aren't coming out. Like, let's say if I record a one and it doesn't come out until 2 months later, I apologize for that. I have a lot of problems. But what I wanted to talk about next is, in life acts of kindness. And these paragraphs and appreciation posts are in life, but I'm kind of trying to move away from that, and I'm trying to do, more global things like donations and human acts, like basically, just going around and picking up trash or something like that. And, if you think about it, some of those acts are the best acts a person could get, along with the paragraphs. But again, like I said, trying to stay away from the paragraphs for now, and trying to, do more things, out in nature. Like I said, picking up trash, or at least doing something, that helps out nature and that helps out the world, in more like an ethnic way, instead of, doing it behind a screen or something, something like that. I want to get out more. I want to maybe, go out, possibly do a motivational speaking tour or something. Like, I'm not sure yet. I'll plan that once it gets farther into the future. But, for now, at least I want to do, some nature stuff, and I want to get out. I want to be able to change the world, make it geographically better than it really is right now. Because right now, world's not a good place. I'm just gonna say that right now. The world's not a good place, as you guys can see with the whole pandemic, just tolling and drastically spreading all over the world, and just it's a bad time right now for anyone in the U.S. and just anywhere in the world in general. And basically, there's the pandemic. There's many wars, especially like in the Middle East and stuff like that, and politics in the U.S. Those things have overridden the world, but that doesn't mean, that we can all be happy and we can all, just get out and do something, that doesn't mean that. Just because, you hear someone going at it with someone and they start a gunfight and then everyone else joins in, that doesn't mean, although it is a bad time, that doesn't mean that everyone else, can just move away from that and forget about it and, can just be happy in this world.
Yeah, even, like, the little things you do for people can, like, make someone's day.
Yeah.
Like, make them happy.
Mm-hmm. And really, with those acts of kindness, it's, like Jaylynn said, is something that can make someone's day. It doesn't matter if it's small, it doesn't matter if it's big. It could be the smallest stroke of kindness, and it can still make their day. And that is what I appreciate about acts of kindness. It could be the smallest thing ever. It could be the biggest thing ever. You might go out and, like, let's say mow someone's lawn or something. That could make their day. You might just go out and, let's say there's a box in the middle of the road and it got, flung out due to the wind of someone's trash can. You go in there, pick them up. That might be one of the smallest acts of kindness, and someone can still appreciate that. That's really what everyone needs to appreciate about acts of kindness. It doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be the biggest thing in the world. It doesn't need to be the smallest thing in the world. As long as you're, doing acts of kindness, and as long as you're being nice to everyone, people are going to look at you and people are going to say, wow, I really want to be like him. It's like, oh God, I forget the, oh yeah. So at my school, the seniors, were having, I think, early breakfast or something. And I don't know what it was, but I think the kindergartners were also in the lunchroom at the same time, and the seniors, of course, got pictures with the kindergartners. And that's kind of like the thing, once you're a kindergartner, you look up to seniors and you say, wow, I want to be there, and you'll be at that level someday. And then you will look down at the kindergartners that are coming in and say, I got you, bud. Let's raise you up to this level. And that is something that, really relates to acts of kindness. Like the smallest thing to the biggest thing. The small here is like the kindergartner. The big thing is like the senior. And basically, we can all be at the same level. No matter if you're being kind or, if you're being kind, but, we can all be on the same level. If someone did something bigger than you, it doesn't matter. They're not on a higher level than you. You both were kind, so you are now at an equal level.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, so, no, I'm sorry, did you want to say something?
No, you can keep going.
Okay. Jaylynn, really appreciate, coming on the podcast. You definitely brought up a lot of good points. Hopefully, possibly have you on in the future. And,
for sure.
Just thank you for coming on, and, it means a lot. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
All right, guys, and that is going to be it for the podcast. If you guys enjoyed, thank you so much for watching. I hope these tips, I hope these kinds of stories, really make your guys' day, or, something else happens. And, basically, I hope people, can take after this, because it's something that, the world needs to come together, and, the world needs to do. And basically, people can come together, people can be kind, and, so many other things in this world, that people can do. And like I said, the paragraph video that I made a couple days ago, I think, will be in the description below. God bless you guys. Subscribe, like, comment down below. What should I talk about in the next podcast? And have a great day. God bless you guys. And I'll see you guys later. From D1 Dreaming, peace out.